everyone, and welcome to my hip opening yin yoga class. This is a little bit different than the yoga classes that you're probably used to. All the postures are going to be on the floor, and to prepare for this, you're going to want two pillows, or if you have a bolster, go ahead and get that and a blanket, any blanket. And the way I'll structure this class is I'll show you the posture itself. After I show that to you, I'll be offering some alternate poses and modifications for people who aren't able to access the original posture. So if I show you a pose and you're feeling like you can't do it, then just hang in there and see the modifications that I offer. And my intention is to make this accessible to everybody. We're going to go ahead and start out in child's pose. Bringing your knees out wide, toes together. Option to place pillows under your belly if needed. And just go ahead and take some breaths here, becoming grounded. And from here, you're going to walk your hands all the way to the left. Once you walk your hands to the left rib cage reaching towards left thigh, you're going to bring your right your body. Threading the right hand across your body, roll onto the right shoulder. Bring your left hand behind your back, twisting open to the left. And we're going to be holding this posture for 3 minutes. So find a place that is comfortable and sustainable to you. And then you're going to just close your eyes and relax into the posture. Really using this time to meditate, to relax, to heal. Release all muscle engagement. And on your next exhale, slowly unwind, untwisting, and walking your hands back to center. Taking a few breaths here, noticing the difference in the sides. And then walk your hands to the right rib cage, reaching towards right thigh. Then you're going to bring your left hand, thread it across your body, rolling on to your left shoulder, twisting to the right, toward your right leg, and then place your right hand behind your back. And then closing your eyes, relaxing into this posture. And just slowly unwind, coming back to center, taking a few breaths here. And then make your way into a tabletop position. Bring your legs in. Whew. And then any kind of movement that feels good to kind of release this. Maybe drop your hips a little bit, shake them about. And then press into your palms, coming into just a brief downward dog. And step your right foot forward, drop your back knee. So we're going to go ahead and get set up here. If you have sensitive knees, you may want to get a blanket and set it underneath this back knee. Then you're going to want to check in with the front knee. So we're going to be bending deep in that front knee, really letting our hips come down here towards the mat. When you do that, you want to make sure that that knee is either in line with the ankle or behind it. So a lot of times people need to move that foot forward, that front foot. Now our back foot, you're going to want to be on the top part of the knee, this on the thigh. So to get into it, the foot is, front foot is well in front of the knee or in line with the knee. And then just tuck your back toes under briefly, scoot that knee back so that you're on the top part of the knee, you're resting on the thigh. Then we're going to place our hands to the inside of that front leg, okay? Now, if you can't place your hands on the mat, you're welcome to have them on your hips here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and hold this. So you want to find a place that is comfortable. And once you get there, you'll just let your hips hang heavy. And just close your eyes. And relax into it. And just slowly come out of it. Shift your hips back. Wiggle that foot back. Coming into downward dog. Just taking a few breaths here. Moving on to the other side, lifting left foot up, stepping it in between your hands, dropping back knee, patting back knee with a blanket if you need. Walking that front foot up a bit, making sure that the knee is either in line with the ankle or behind it. Tucking back toe under, scooting back knee back so that you're on the top part of the knee resting on the thigh. Option to come up and just rest your hands by your side, or place your hands to the inside of that front foot and let your hips hang heavy here. Holding here for a few minutes. Closing your eyes, relaxing into the posture. And to come out, shifting your hips back, moving into downward dog, pedaling your feet out. Come down to a seated position, facing the long side of your mat. We'll make your way into a straddle pose. Now, if you're having a hard time sitting upright in this position, you're going to want to sit on top of a folded blanket. And you may want to have your pillows handy. These are resting postures. So we really want to be able to relax into the posture to release all muscle engagement. Very different from a normal yoga practice. After we have a nice long spine, lengthening through the spine, you're just going to fold down. And this might be your posture. That's fine. You could stack your hands and rest your head on a pillow. It's fine to let your spine round and your toes move in whatever way they do. Again, we're releasing all muscle engagement here. And we'll go ahead and hold this. You want to find a posture that's sustainable. So you're getting a stretch, but it's not incredibly uncomfortable because we are holding them for a long time. And then just release all the tension in your face, your shoulders. Close your eyes. And we're about halfway. You'll notice that as time goes by, your body opens up. You may be able to go a little bit deeper. And making your way up to a comfortable seated position, setting the pillows aside, place your hands under your legs, bring them together, and just wiggle your feet back and forth. Place your hands behind your back, lift your heart up to the ceiling for a gentle back bend. Moving into cow face pose. If you have sensitive knees or you're really tight in the hips, you may want to wait for my modified pose options. To come into cow face pose, you'll make your way into tabletop. You're going to cross your right leg over your left so the knees are in one line, they're stacked. And then spread your feet apart and you'll roll back onto your glutes. You have the option here of sitting on some pillows. So you can put some pillows underneath you, or a bolster, or a blanket. So that's cow face pose. Now, if this is too much for you, you can have your left leg out in front and then just bring your right leg over so the knees are stacked in one line. And if you have a hard time sitting upright here, you can again sit on a bolster or a blanket. So find the pose that works for you. You may want some pillows out in front of you to rest on as well. And relax into the posture here. Again, feel free to let your spine round to release muscle engagement here. And we got about a minute left. Seeing if you can go a little deeper into the posture. And coming up to a seated position, placing your feet out in front of you, hips width distance, and then just windshield wipering your legs back and forth, or any movement that feels good here. Making your way into tabletop if you went into shoelace on the other side. Crossing left leg over right, fanning feet out, taking whatever position you took on the other side. So that's your first option to sit on pillows or blankets. Second option is you have your right foot out in front of you. Take the left leg, cross it over the right. Goal of working on getting your knees in one line here, and then you'll just fold over. So whatever posture you're in, finding a comfortable pose that you are able to hold for a little while. Just noticing any differences on this side. Recognizing any discomfort that you're feeling and see if you can really relax into it. Relax around the discomfort. Release any tension in your body, your face, or your neck, or your shoulders that you don't need to be holding right now. We got about a minute left if you want to try and go a little deeper in the posture here. And then coming up to a seated position, placing your feet out in front of you, and then just windshield wipering your legs back and forth. We're going to make our way into pigeon pose. And again, I'm going to offer a few other options and modifications for people who are unable to get into the pose. So just hang in there. If you're going to go into regular pigeon pose, we'll just come into downward dog. Stepping right foot forward, dropping back knee, and you'll heel toe your right foot to the left side of the mat, bringing your shin down, squaring hips to the mat, and then option to grab some pillows here to rest and relax. Also, you can take a blanket and place it under that right hip if it's really far up off the ground. So that's regular pigeon. If this pose isn't accessible to you, you'll lay on your back, placing your feet on the mat, hips width distance, and then you'll just place your right foot, right ankle on top of the left knee, and you can move the foot out or in to get more or less of a stretch here. Option, if you'd like, you can go up against the wall and place that left foot on the wall. So whatever pose you have chosen, go ahead and find it and relax into the posture as we hold it. And again, we're going to hold this for a little while. So you want to be getting a stretch, but you don't want it to be uncomfortable, excruciating. So make sure, again, that the posture is sustainable, that you're feeling comfortable here. And we got about a minute left. If you'd like to go a little deeper in the posture, maybe removing the pillows. And then to come out of it, you'll press into your palms, tuck toes under, down dog if you're in regular pigeon. If you're lying on your back, just place your feet on or your legs on the ground and just kind of wiggle them back and forth, or any kind of movements that feel good to release that posture. And moving to the other side, taking the left foot, stepping it forward, dropping back knee, heel toe, left foot to the opposite side of the mat, and then tuck the back toe under again. Squeeze your thighs together before lowering the hips down. Taking whatever posture you did on the other side. Option to be on your back with left ankle on top of right knee. You can always push that left knee back. So finding your posture. Making sure that you're getting a stretch, but you're also comfortable. And then settling in. And we have a minute left if you'd like to go a little deeper. And coming up out of the pose, tucking back, toe under, down dog. If you're on your back, placing legs on the mat and wiggling them back and forth. We'll make our way into our final pose of the practice, Sphinx pose. So you're going to come onto your belly. You're going to place your elbows shoulder width apart, and you can do that by placing your hands on the inside of the shoulders. And then you'll have your palms on the mat. So ideally, your shoulders will be in line with your elbows, but if that's too much on your low back, you can walk your shoulders out a little further. Option to even put a pillow underneath to have a little bit less of a back bend. Otherwise, you'll get your elbows underneath your shoulders. Now, option here, you can have your legs together, touching for a little bit more of a back bend, or let them fall apart. I like mine apart a bit. And we'll go ahead and hold here. Now, option to stay here or just bend your back legs for a little bit, or your knees for a little bit more of a quad stretch here. And to come out of it, place knees together and your forearms by your shins, rounding the spine. And coming back up, make your way into a comfortable seated position. We'll just sit here in stillness for a few minutes. Enjoy whatever peace or calmness we've cultivated. And placing your hands at heart center, taking a moment to have some gratitude for the opportunity to practice today. And thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.